Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're watching me for the first time and you have not subscribed to this channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button and make sure you turn on the notification so that whenever I release a new video, you will be the first person to know about it. Today, I'll be addressing a topic which is which came out of some things that happened in the month of April. I mean, in the month of April, there were several occurrences, that most people see it as ordinary news, but I don't see it as ordinary news, and I think that it is something that we need to talk about. In the month of April, in the 4th of April to be precise, 5 Nigerians were arrested in the UAE for allegedly stealing 2.3 million dirhams, from a money exchange service in the UAE, precisely in Dubai. So, after that, we were just recovering from that, and we got another shocking news, of another Nigerian man that was arrested in Saudi Arabia for another offense, which is drug smuggling. And also, by the 20th of April, the Criminal Court of Charger sentenced about 8 Nigerians, to death penalty. Most of these guys are the guys that, participated in the first robbery of 2016. They were sentenced to death. And, by the 21st of April, another 2 Nigerians were arrested in Philippines for drug-related offenses. For all these things in the month of April, just in 1 month, all these things happen. I think it is important for me to come up with a video to address, things like this. So today I'll be talking about, I'll be giving some warnings to Nigerians that are traveling abroad. I'll be giving some warnings to Nigerians that are traveling abroad, because I'm not one of those people that judge. I don't judge people. I always believe that there are reasons that could lead to some things happening. And, for this reason, I think I don't want to agree that everyone that have been involved in all this crime, did it intentionally. Some of them were pushed by the conditions they are in, and some of them, they are not pushed by conditions. Some of them knew what they are doing. But, I just want to sound a note of warnings to my fellow Nigerians and also my African brothers that we should be very, very careful with wherever we are going. We should be careful of our intention of traveling. The intention of traveling is very, very, very important. So, let's start this way. When I read the news, I went back to my laptop to Google and I started finding out, I'm trying to research how many countries in the world still has death penalty for offenses like drug trafficking and other related offenses like armed robbery, drug trafficking, and all of that. And I found out that there are about 53 countries that still has capital punishment for things like this. And most of these countries, you have about, you have some of them located in the, most of them are like Gulf countries. When you say Gulf countries, we're talking of countries like Saudi Arabia, we're talking of countries like Dubai, and like UAE, we're talking of countries like Kuwait. For some of our, Nigerians, we are very passionate about religion. For some of us, we have an erroneous belief that, okay, Saudi Arabia is an holy land, and so if you commit offense there, nothing happens to you. I mean, most of these people that are looking for people to traffic, drug for them, might have told people this kind of story, like, don't worry, when you get there, nothing will happen to you. If you commit any crime there, most of it is death penalty. So I'm sounding a note of warning to my Nigerians and African brothers. The Gulf countries, Asian countries, especially countries like China, countries like Indonesia, country like Vietnam, most of these countries in Asia and most of these countries in the Gulf area, they're in no-go area. I know some people will want to ask me, what about Europe? I mean, it is not important at this point for you to know which country has death penalty or which country doesn't have death penalty. But the reason why I'm sending this note of warning to you is that there is no amount of money that you make, and if you cannot live to spend the money, What do you think? Because like when I heard all this news, I was thinking like, okay, people that are in this condition, what will be their state right now? So so it is not important. I'm only saying this for educational purpose. I'm not saying that you should like go into crime. I mean, say, okay, for example, they said it's dangerous in Asia, it's dangerous in the Gulf. What about if somebody offers me something to go to Europe? There are various degrees of punishment in every country of the world. Even the United States, up till now, still has death penalty for some offenses in some states. So, I mean, let's move away from crime. We Nigerians that are living abroad and those that are traveling abroad. And for my people that are back home, when we were growing up, there is this general belief that when you go to a foreign land, that white people, they're so full. Even if they catch you, what they do to you is they put you inside the jail. Inside the jail, you can learn how to become a barber. You can learn how to become, they tell us different things, like you can learn trade while in the jail, and when you come out, you get paid by the government for serving in their jail and all that. And I've seen a lot of people, especially those people that are not really educated, they will say that they prefer to come and go to jail abroad than to be in Nigeria. Please, I'm telling you, there is nothing like your freedom. If you're jailed anywhere, it's a difficult it's a difficult situation to be in. So please, for those people that are back home, don't accept unnecessary offers. Like if somebody is promising you some offers, especially to those countries that I've said, come to think of it, for we Nigerians and Africans, we know that we have a problem, and the problem is we don't really help our people. So if somebody now come from nowhere and said, no worries, I'm going to help you to go to China, and when you get to China, you start working in China, and he's giving you good offers, you should think twice and ask yourself the question, where is this offer coming from? Or even if somebody is telling you that, if you travel there, nothing will happen to you. Just help me to do this thing and this thing. Please be very careful. I know that some of our people are very, very innocent about these occurrences. And, because that will take me to another story that happened, which is the story of a lady called Zainab. She's probably the most popular person in Nigeria in the last how many days. I thank God for our story, and I thank the government of our country, Nigeria, for going to the extreme to rescue that lady. But for those of you that don't know our story, this lady was traveling from Kano Airport. She's going to Saudi Arabia, and on the way when she was traveling, she's got one luggage, according to what we read in the news, and she's got one luggage, and she checking the luggage like a normal person, like me and you, we checking our luggage if we are traveling. So she checking the luggage, and on getting to Saudi Arabia, because she only checking one luggage, she went, when she got to the baggage point, she only picked up the luggage that she checked in, and she was in the hotel the other day, and some cops came for her and said they invited her. And before she knows anything, they said she's involved in drug trafficking, and she was so surprised. So at the end of the whole story, they traced the thing back to Kano Airport. They traced it back to Kano Airport, and they find out that in Kano Airport there's some syndicates that are putting drugs into people's bag. There's some agents that will try and buy the extra allocation of luggage that they give to people. So, that is where my warning is coming from. I mean, you have to be very, very careful if you are traveling these days. It's not only in Nigeria. Because I have to be balanced right now, because most of our people think that, every bad thing happens in Nigeria. No, it's not only in Nigeria. I know these airport guys, they did the wrong thing. But I mean, it could happen anywhere in the world. There are syndicates everywhere in the world. People are coming together, to do evil. They are colliding to do evil. So I'm not saying only Nigeria. So this is why it's a warning for every one of us, even for those of us that are living abroad already, and for those of us that are traveling. It is very, very important for us to, when we get to the airport, if you want to check in your luggage, be very sure of the kg of what you're checking in. You know, that would be my first warning to you. The first warning is whenever you are traveling, you know, weigh your luggage and be very sure of how many kg. For example, I will tell you something. Say, for example, you're supposed to carry 23 kg and your bag end up being 20 kg. So you have weighed it and it's 20 kg. Write it in a piece of paper that you have 20 kg, you know, so that you know the weight, so that even if anything has happened and you will be able to defend yourself, like, okay, you see what, I check in only 20 kg. And even at the point where they are trying to check you in, make sure you know the content of your bag. Make sure you know the content of your bag. Check the content of your bag and know the content of your bag. For example, if you're traveling and you know that, okay, in my bag, I've got this number of suits, make sure you know it, so that even while they're asking you, you'll be able to defend yourself. So the other point will be wrap your luggage. Thankfully for those of us that are living in Nigeria, there's at the airports, there's a point whereby they help you to wrap your luggage. I mean, they wrap it with some nylon and all that. So make sure you wrap your bag. No matter the kind of bag you are carrying, no matter how much you buy it, just make sure that you wrap it. If you wrap it, it will be very difficult for them to open it because they know there's a seal on the bag already. And, you know, most importantly for me is take pictures. Take pictures at the point when you are checking in, when they want to collect that bag from you, when you are giving it to them. Try and take pictures, multiple pictures of the person you are giving the bag to, how many bag you're giving to them, and also make sure that you take a note of the weight. Like I said the other time, put it in your wallet. Make sure you keep you keep all these things very tight, so that, I mean, in case anything comes up, you will know how to trace it, and you will have something to defend yourself. Another thing is, be sure that your luggage tag, the tag that is on your luggage, make sure that it contains exactly the number of bags you submit to them at the counter. Because for this lady that we were talking about, she's got only one bag, and she ended up having 2 bags in Saudi Arabia. So meaning that one of the bags is not ours. If you have a prescription, make sure you have the doctor's letter to back up the prescription. If you don't have it, if it's a banned substance in the country you are transiting through or traveling through, or you are traveling to, then you could run into issues. So if you're traveling with anything more than all these normal tablets that is general everywhere, like paracetamol and all that, if you're traveling with any prescription, make sure that you have you have the paper to defend yourself. I mean, you can't just tell them that my doctor prescribed it for me and that is why I have it. That may not be enough to save you from trouble. So make sure that you have your doctor's prescription intact if you're traveling. Another thing that we need to take care of, that we need to take note of when we are traveling, is that don't throw away your luggage tag even after you have gotten to your destination. Don't throw away your luggage tag. It's very common. In fact, it happens to a lot of us. Like whenever we have a document, we don't need it anymore, we just trash it immediately. Don't do that. If you're traveling or you just return from a journey, please make sure that you keep your tag. In case anything comes up, you'll be able to defend yourself with the tag. So, like, generally the world has become so dangerous in such a way that we all have to be extra careful, and we all have to watch out for we all have to watch out whatever we are doing and places that we are going to. So I want to end this video by saying that for most of us that are abroad, let us try as much as possible and let us make sure that we do the right thing. And for those people in Nigeria, I want to beg you, no matter the hardship, no matter what you are passing through, I mean, I understand at times. That's why I said I don't judge people. I understand that at times it's difficult for some people to even eat like the breakfast, talk less of lunch or dinner. So I mean, it's like that even for people abroad. I've seen people abroad that they are not, they've got nothing doing, they've got no money even to eat, they've got no place to sleep and all that. But I mean, just make sure that whatever hardship you're passing through, make sure that you don't get wooed into the wrong part. Because I mean, just take for instance, even if they promise someone 20 million naira or 30 million naira or whatever they promise them, at the end of the day, if one is under, death row, what can you do? And that is why the special assistant to the presidency, Abike Dabiri, she was like Nigerians, we Nigerians abroad, we should try and promote other Nigerians that are doing good, which is what we'll be doing on this program. We'll be bringing you news about Nigerians that are doing good. We will be interviewing some of them as time goes on, so that at least we can change the image, from what people think about us to like let people know that most of us, are doing the right thing and we are doing good. And, it doesn't have to be like when they hear Nigeria or when they see any black man, they tag us with all these offenses. So if like I said the other time, if this is your first time that you're watching my channel and you have not subscribed to my channel, Biko, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and also turn on the notification for all of my subscribers. Most of you have been coming up with ideas of things that we could include in this show. I promise you that I'm working on them, and that my subsequent videos will include some of your suggestions. And also I want you to know that for those of you that are waiting for one video or the other, some of you told me, some of you sent me messages about what countries you want me to talk about next. I promise you that you should stay glued to this channel. I will bring you more and more amazing opportunities that exist for Nigerians who want to relocate abroad. Yeah, on that note, I'll be saying bye bye today. So thank you everyone for watching this show, and see you again.